really a big meeting today. We're entering unknown territory. The biggest risk to this is that they say no.
I go on a military camp, I have a shave. I think for me, I put the uniform on because, you know, I'm representing the Army Cadets and I want to try and be a good role model, trying to lead by example. You can't be preaching to young people about values and standards and not practicing what you preach. And I'm not saying shaving's part of that, but it was one of the standards that I grew up with, that if you're going to go on to a military camp, you should look the part, play the game.
So today we are off to Regional Command, which is where the Army Cadet headquarters is, if you like, for the whole of the Cadet Force. Really a big meeting today. Essentially my goal today is to go there and present to all the powers that be this epic project that involves a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for cadets. Lots of things can go wrong, you know. Typically, you know, I'm going to be presenting a very extreme project. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but it's still a lot of risk comes with that, and they'll want to see what risk management measures, procedures, protocols are in place, which is what I've spent the last few months working out. The biggest risk to this is that they say no, it's too dangerous, or you know, we don't like it, or whatever, a million reasons that they might say no for. But you know, I've been National Ambassador for 9 years. I know what's required to put together a big expedition, but this is, I guess, on another level, which we're entering unknown territory, but that's what makes an epic adventure as well. So I will see. I think the biggest risk is that they say they don't approve it, but I'm sort of fingers and toes crossed. Do you know, I don't really get nervous, which is quite surprising actually, because I'm someone who gets a lot of anxiety generally in life, but I don't really get nervous until the moment of like something actually happening. Like, it's like, I don't know, an example would be like, if you're going to jump out of a plane, I'm not nervous until the actual seconds before I step out. You know, I'm not nervous on the flight or on the drive there or anything. It's just the actual moment. So I don't really get nervous, but I know that I will be when I'm stood there presenting, because not because I'm scared or anxious, but because the consequences of them saying no, I just think it's a great shame. We've got this amazing opportunity to inspire lots of cadets across the country and take 10 of them on this once in a lifetime expedition, not only for them but for me as well. It's a massive deal, and stakes are very high, but we're feeling good. It's exciting. I think nerves and excitement are quite the same, aren't they? It's just a different way of thinking. You know, if you get nervous or you get excited, it's normally the same physiological reaction. You know, you get increased heart rate, you get sweaty palms, you know, you feel a bit on edge, but whether you're nervous or excited, it's the same response. So it's just about channeling that energy into the right frame of mind.
So excitement aside, it was now time to get down to business, game face on. But the first port of call was a meeting with our headline partner, Dyno-Rod, and Alistair, who is the brand manager, and someone who has been a great supporter over the last 18 months. He just really gets it. And these sort of missions and expeditions, adventures, they take time, they take a lot of effort, and of course they take a lot of money too. And we've been so lucky partnering with companies like Dyno-Rod, who not only love the sound of the project and are enthusiastic about it, but they're also keen to help out as much as possible in lots of different ways. So a quick coffee and a chat goes a hell of a long way. It's really important to maintain a strong relationship with anyone who wants to get involved, wants to support, because you can never do anything great alone. How was that?
Yeah, it was good. Always good to see Alistair, and he's just the same as me. Just wants to try and make a difference, which is amazing. I think it's very rare that you get not only a person but a full brand and business that wants to have such a positive impact. It's like refreshing, because you don't ever feel like it's like effortless. It's seamless. It's hard to explain. Someone who spent half their life trying to convince people to support a project or an expedition or a charity, with these guys it's just so natural, because they're just so aligned in the values that they share, which is exactly what you want, but not always easy to find.
And with that, everything was in place, and now it was time to head to the lion's den. There's no turning back from here. This was the point where the situation really sunk in. Nerves, excitement, whatever you want to call it. I was feeling it all. The stage was set, the prep was done, the people were in the room, and sometimes that takes a lot of effort just to get to this stage. Now it was time to try and nail the pitch.
What I want to show you today is an extraordinary opportunity, that I think we will all agree on is for the Army Cadet. I do hold a foundation degree, bachelor's and master's in risk management. My role really is to champion the organisation on the national level.
So far, so good. Everyone was super receptive and keen to hear what I had to say.
Everything that I do on all these expeditions starts with a risk assessment.
Our partners stepped in and they all aced their parts, which I'm so grateful for. Then came the questions, which of course I expected. A bit of a grilling from all angles, but every point that was raised was completely justified. I was well and truly in the hot seat. And finally, it all came down to the big decision. Would we have the permission to go ahead and start planning the biggest, baddest and most ambitious project yet?
Tie down the detail. I think, are we satisfied that we have enough confidence here to press on?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, great.
And there it was. We officially had the green light. Let's go. It was smiles all round. We'd done it. But in reality, this was just the very beginning of a very long journey ahead.
So that was a pretty epic day because we got exactly what we wanted. Everyone was so supportive, we were prepared and we knew what to expect, and I thought they really appreciated the fact that we'd done our research, we had experience in putting this together. So I think we give them a lot of assurances, which was a right result in the end. So it looks like we're going to get what we want from this, which is ultimately giving 10 cadets the opportunity of a lifetime.